remind me, why is it important that you shouldn't corner cut?
Because I get hit by a car coming down the road.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We're going to take the next turning to the right, just
Okay,
down past the learning.
We're going to take the next turning on the right, Tony. Okay. I want you to keep the car in the straight line that you're in, yeah? To cover the brake for me.
Yeah.
And when I tell you to stop, I want you to stop, yeah? Okay, if you just stop for me about here.
Alright.
Okay, Tony. This is your left of centre position, yeah?
Alright.
Turning right. Imagine if there was a white line in the middle of this road.
I see one down the end of the road. Look.
Yeah. Where, if you followed that on, where would that actually cut into your car?
Just about there.
Right, that would be a reference point for turning right.
Alright,
staying left of centre.
Alright.
Why is it important that you should stay left of centre when you turn right?
If I'm too far over the white line, I could be blocking the road or get hit by a car coming towards me, couldn't
That's right. And what if you were too much to the left? What would be the consequence of that?
People behind get confused, wouldn't they?
That's right, yeah. And what might you make them do?
They might just think I'm parking and left my indicator on like a plonker and try and overtake me.
That's right. And what could be the consequences of that?
Well, then I'd be making a right-hand turn and I'm going to hit each other on me.
That's right, yeah. If anybody was overtaking you, Tony, would you let them go or would you start moving off?
No, I'd let them go.
Good. And why would you let them go?
I don't get hit, do I?
That's right. Good, well done. Okay, so we're going to carry on as normal then. If there was a car in front of us now, Tony,
Yeah.
how would you judge whether it's safe to go or not?
Oh, if providing I don't make them slow, stop or swerve.
That's right. So we're going to go. We're going to wait now then.
There we go.
Good.
And we get me to find a safe and convenient stop place.
Okay, Tony, you find a safe and convenient legal place to stop on the left, please.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Hmm?
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
I know, scalp, innit? Safe, convenient and legal place.
Yeah, so we're going to get a chance passing this test in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, you have, as long as you remember to use those reference points.
What reference point?
The reference points that we use for left of centre. Why is it important to stay left of centre? Remind me.
Oh yeah, so I'm not too far over because I'm blocking the road or I might get hit by a car, yeah?
That's right. And when you're turning right, why is it important that you shouldn't corner cut if not necessary?
I get hit by a car coming down the road I'm turning into.
That's right. And is it always going to be the fact that you're not going to corner cut?
No, there is occasions I have to, innit?
Yeah, and then if you had to, then how would you deal with that?
I have to make sure the road I'm turning into, I've got room to get into the road, yeah?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, other than that, it was absolutely fine.
You had a bit of trouble with that coasting, didn't I?
Oh yeah, and why is it important that you shouldn't coast at junctions like when you're
I have to
turning?
in the corner fast, didn't
Yeah, and what could be the consequence of going too fast at a corner, Tony?
Well, if anybody was crossing the road there, I don't think I would have been able to stop, would I?
Yeah, and what if there was an oncoming vehicle coming and you went really fast around that corner?
I think you might be getting a new car tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Good. Yeah, other than that, it was absolutely fine. And what did I tell you would remind you to actually bring the clutch up on time? Do you remember what I told you to?
Oh yeah, hand up, clutch up, innit?
That's right, yeah. Good, well done.
Okay, give it a relax there.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, very good again, well done.
It was like...
Well, you're a different person than you were yesterday.
Don't even talk about it yesterday.
Have you got
I
a
could
twin?
have cried yesterday.
Have you got a twin sister?
I think I have, you know.
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah, on this, you know when you, say you're in a test, Tony, and you're approaching a right junction, as in a right turn, and it was like that occasion we had with the road was too tight and I started giving you the left of centre. Was it okay to say to you, okay, well, I can't give it to you on this road because it's too narrow, so on the next one I'll show you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not always possible to go left to centre.
Yeah, because obviously there's so many cars there and it's narrow.
Yeah, there could be cars on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
It's as near to left to centre as possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a blanket instruction.
Yeah.
Because if you give a blanket instruction to a pupil and say, you must always be left to centre when you turn right.
Yeah, then they'll try on a narrow road as well, won't they?
Well, you know, because you've used the word always.
Yeah.
You know, there'd be loads of parked cars on the right hand side, and they'd be left to centre. The whole road's blocked. Yeah. They can only use the available width of road. Yeah. On some roads are so narrow they're going to be well over to the left, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. So it's not a blanket instruction.
So it was okay to say, well, I can't tell you here because the road's too narrow, because I was giving you a marker, wasn't I?
Yeah, I thought you handled it really well.
Oh, okay.
I thought you handled it really well.
Because obviously the road was too tight and I couldn't give you that marker, so... I thought
Just-
it's better to go.
Just going back to the early stages where I was going to cross the path of the
Oh, God, yeah.
the black car.
Yeah.
Do you now understand why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you're going to do that, say, okay, so what we're going to do here, Tony, we're going to go, we're going to wait.
Yeah.
And then that
Well, as simple as that. Just
settle the situation.
just use as little words as possible.
Mhm.
And we're going to go in front of that car and we're going to wait. You use that a couple of times afterwards and it worked fine, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you backed it up with some questions and how did I make that judgment?
Mhm.
And it was fine. Yeah, so I mean, obviously the error I made there, I've got the error in, you have to react to it.
Mm.
You still pass because you've dealt with it. You've done the right thing, you pulled me over and you reacted to it. Obviously your score would have been higher if you had stopped it happening in the first place, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And if you had have asked me, I probably would have come with the right answer, yeah?
Yeah.
Or if I came up with the wrong answer and said, oh yeah, I'm going to go in front of it, you'd have said, no, you're not. And then when we get round the corner, you'd pull me over and we'd have to go through, how did I make that judgment? At this level, my answer's going to be, I mustn't make him slow, stop or swerve.
Yeah.
But obviously that, because I've made an error, that's not enough. Then you need to take me back even further in my driving lessons. And well, how did I judge that in the early stages? Oh, the walk across, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well done. Good fight.
Thanks.